I'm Melissa. Magnolia may make her way into the video as well. Today I have a nice hip opener sequence for you, a nice juicy practice to help release negative emotions. It's believed that we store negative, old, stale emotions in our hips. And if we never allow ourselves the opportunity to release these old emotions, they get stuck, causing tightness, tension, physically in the body as well. So this practice will help us release those negative emotions both physically and mentally. We're going to start on our hands and our knees and make our way into extended child's pose first. So coming onto your hands and your knees, we're going to take our knees as wide as the mat, big toes to touch, allowing the hips to sink towards the heels and extending the arms out in front of us. Now you can always place a blanket in between the thighs and the calves, or any extra support that helps you to feel comfortable here, to feel supported. Once you arrive, extending the arms out in front of you, allowing the forehead to come to the ground. And just taking a moment here to really check in with yourself, noticing where you may be holding any tension, any tightness in the body. So we're just taking inventory before we start our practice. And with each breath, just allowing the day to go to the side, giving yourself this time to open up, allowing any old, stale emotions to surface. And really, this is such a strong thing of you to do, to be willing to dive in deep. We think that it's easier sometimes to just sweep these old emotions under the rug. And maybe it is for the time being. But in different ways in our life, these negative emotions will continue to show itself until we actually take the initiative to allow these emotions to surface, acknowledging them, and then freeing ourselves from them. So there's no judgments today. There's no right or wrong feelings, right or wrong emotions. Allowing yourself to feel what you do in each moment. And being proud of yourself for taking this initiative to show up for yourself, to free yourself, to allow yourself to be the best you. Bringing that slight constriction into the back of the throat, tuning into your Ujjayi breath. Feel the face soften, the shoulders soften, feeling supported by the earth beneath you. And not scaring yourself, but just allowing any tears that may come up just to happen, knowing that that's very normal. I've cried many times in yoga practices, but it's even more common when we are working on hip openers and opening to release negative emotions. Just knowing that crying is a way of releasing this, And it's perfectly normal. You should actually be proud of yourself if that does happen. But also acknowledging that sometimes it takes a little time and practice for these emotions to surface as well. So just giving yourself this time, knowing that you may not feel anything today, and that's perfectly fine too. We'll take about 3 more full breaths here as we gently allow the head to rock from side to side, massaging our third eye, our brow line. And then coming back to center and walking the hands back to us. Going ahead and allowing the hands to meet at heart center, Anjali Mudra. Taking a full inhale, the eyes are gently closed. And as you exhale, allowing the head to bow towards the hands, honoring this sacred time on your mat. Feel the breath travel to the back of the neck. Great. On your next inhale, bringing the head back to neutral, allowing the eyes to flutter open, and we're going to walk our hands forward. Going ahead and bringing the knees underneath the hips. The hands are going to be walked a little forward of the shoulders here, spreading the fingers nice and wide, pressing into all 10 fingers, especially thumb and index fingers, as you allow the shoulders to loop down the back. We're going to come to the toes, pressing the earth away from you as you lift the hips up and back, finding your downward facing dog. You can take a moment here to pedal the heels or letting the hips rock a little from side to side, whatever feels good to you. So we're going to move through some asanas, some poses that help bring heat into the body, helps lubricate the joints before we get a little deeper into our hip openers. So let's take 3 more breaths in our downward facing dog. You may allow the head to gently shake no, yes, maybe so. Great, and then going ahead and walking the big toes to touch. We're going to lift that right knee off of the mat, or right foot off of the mat, and fan that right knee open. You may start to take your gaze under that right underarm. Shoulders are still nice and square. Inhale here. And then exhale, we're going to bring that foot in between the hands. Good. Go ahead and lower your left knee down. Come into the top of that left foot. If you feel nice and balanced here, you may start to reach the hands over the head. So we're sinking in the hips here. That right hip is pressing back in line with left instead of jetting forward. And we're allowing the hips to stay nice and square as we sink a little further. Maybe reaching the arms overhead, reaching through the fingertips, feeling the heart open. Tuning into your breath. This is a nice stretch to get into the hips, the groin. Taking one more breath here. And as you exhale, release the hands, framing that front foot. We'll go ahead and step to the left toes and off of that left knee if you choose, and stepping the right foot back, finding your plank pose as you take a full inhale. As you exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Great, so you can walk the big toes back together. We're going to lift that left knee off the mat this time, fanning that left knee open. Try not to dump too much in that right shoulder. The shoulders are still nice and square. Flexing the left toes towards you. Inhale here. And then exhale, stepping that left foot in between the hands. We'll lower back down to our right knee now, coming to the top of that right foot. Good. If you feel nice and grounded, you may lift up. Again, the hips are nice and square. That left hip crease is pressing back in line with the right. As we sink a little further, making sure that left knee is not jetting forward of that left ankle like this. And if it is, we're just going to walk our right foot back a little further. The arms, heart open, shoulders relaxed down the back. Heads, even the hamstrings here. Nice full inhale. Nice full exhale. Inhale. And exhale, release the hands, framing that front foot. Coming to the right toes and off of that right knee. Stepping the left foot back, plank pose. Shoulders loop down the back. Inhale. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full inhale. Find nice long length in the spine. Full exhale. Great. And then lifting that right foot back off of the mat. This time the hips are nice and squared. Toes are pointed towards your center line. Shoulders are still looping down the back. Inhale here. And exhale, step your right foot outside of your right hand. And it's okay if you have to pick it up and put it there. So we're going to stay a little more active first, staying off of that left knee. You can be on the palms, or you may even come up to fist to take any weight out of the wrist. Or if you have blocks available, that may be something that you want to use as well to bring the ground a little closer to you. Feel the shoulders loop down the back. Nice long spine as you press through that left heel. Great, full inhale. As you exhale, lowering that left knee to the ground, coming to the top of the left big toe. Now you can stay here, or if you have blocks available, you may come down to blocks, or you may come down to the left forearm. The right hand can stay planted, or you may come down to the right forearm as well. Wherever you're at, feel any tension release from the neck and shoulders. And breathe into any area that you may feel tightness and tension here. We will take one more breath. And then walking back up to your hands. We're going to keep that left hand planted as we take the right hand to the inside of the right knee and guiding that right foot out to the pinky side edge. So we're getting a little more into the outer hip here. You may even start to take your gaze over that right shoulder to come into a little twist here. Nice, smooth inhales and exhales. Let's take one more full breath here, and on our exhale, side out. Beautiful. Now using that right hand to guide that right knee back in, plant in the right hand, come into the left toes and off of that left knee, step in the right foot back, plank pose. Taking a full inhale. And as you exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, lifting that left foot off of the mat now. Hips are nice and squared, left toes are turned towards your center line. Shoulders are looped down the back. Taking a full inhale here. And as you exhale, step in that left foot outside of the left hand. Good. Again, you can come to hands, tinted fingers, or blocks. We'll stay a little more active as we feel the shoulders relax down the back. Pressing through that right heel. Finding your deepened Ujjayi breath. Full inhale here. And as you exhale, lowering down to that right knee and the top of the right foot. You can always stay here, or you may lower down to blocks, forearm to blocks, or you may come down to the right forearm, maybe the left. While we're here, we're trying not to the left knee to come out yet. We're keeping it hugged in close to our left shoulder. Still finding length in our spine. Allowing the breath to flow to the tightness and tension. And using your exhale to imagine this tightness and tension releasing from the body. We'll take 3 more breaths here. Great, and then walk back up to the hands if you're not there. Keeping that right hand planted, we're going to take our left hand to the inside of the left knee and guide that left knee out to the side, coming to the pinky side edge of that left foot. You may start to look over that left shoulder, finding your breath. Shoulders are relaxed. Face is soft. Taking 1 more breath here. And then guiding that left knee back in, planting the left hand inside of that left foot, coming to the right toes and off of that right knee, stepping the left foot back, plank pose. Shoulders looped down the back. Full inhale. And exhale, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Good, downward facing dog, Magnolia. Good, walking your hands back to you now. She gets a little excited. And we're going to, excuse Magnolia. We're going to go ahead and walk the feet out as wide as the mat. Heel toe the feet out so the toes are pointed to the outer edges of both sides. Go ahead and sink the hips low. And you can start to waddle a little from side to side. Go play. Magnolia's really happy because they're starting to, I believe, plant. Beginning of farming season for us. And so she's really excited because she has lots of company today, or she thinks they're here to see her anyway. Okay, so eventually we're going to come to center. And if the heels are still lifted and it feels like it's a lot of strain in the ankles and feet, you can always roll up your mat a little tighter probably than that and place it under the heels or even a rolled blanket. Eventually we're going to actually today take the fist together to press the elbows apart, opening the knees a little wider. Feel the tailbone lengthen towards the ground as the crown of the head lengthens towards the sky. Full inhale and full exhale. Great. Go ahead and release the hands. Walking the hands forward. We're going to bring the heels back in line with the toes. Allowing the head to release here. So you're in a wider-legged downward facing dog. Good. Bend the knees again. Walk the hands back to you. We're going to heel toe the feet in hip distance. Both feet are planted. And roll all the way up to stand. Nice strong mountain pose. Shoulders loop up, back and down, palms turn forward. Pressing energy away from the ground. Good. So we're just going to gently turn to our right side, nothing too fancy. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, we're going to step our left foot out wide. We're going to bend in our knees. Our toes are going to turn out slightly as we start to bend in our knees. Knees are going to bend over ankles. You can even place the hands on the insides of the knees and open the knees as you allow the shoulders to sink down the back. Great. Taking a nice full inhale that finds length in the spine. And as you exhale, you're going to dip that right shoulder looking over the left. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, dipping the left shoulder as you look over the right. Good. Moving with your breath. Good. Finishing that round. Hands to heart center as you sink a little further for one breath. And then lifting all the way up. Left toes are going to dial to the front of the mat. Right foot is going to become parallel to the back of the mat. Reaching the arms out. And then exhale, bending in that left knee. Warrior two, longest pose on our mat. That left knee is going to track over our left ankle. Left knee is opening, so we should be able to see the left big toe. Shoulders release in towards each other, feeling energy through our fingertips. Taking one more nice breath here, finding grounding evenly in both feet. And then windmilling the hands, framing that front foot, stepping your left foot back, plank pose, inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Go ahead and walk the hands back to you. Roll all the way up. And gently turn to the left side, turning to the left edge of the mat. Inhale, lift up, stepping that right foot out wide. This time, we're going to turn the right toes out. Left toes are dialed out too, but we're going to start to bend in that right knee as we bring our hands down. So this is going to look differently for everyone. You can also be on blocks here. Inhale, walk through center, and exhale, walking the hands to the left. Inhale through center, exhale, walk into the right. inhale through center, and exhale, walk into the left. Going to walk back through center, come back to our right. You may hold here, maybe even sinking the hips a little lower, maybe even dialing the left toes to the sky. We're keeping that right elbow pressed into the right inner leg. Hands can stay on the ground, or you may bring hands to heart center. Taking a nice full inhale, nice full exhale. Releasing the hands, walking through center, bending in that left knee now, down the right toes. Left elbow is pressed into left inner leg. Hands can stay here, or hands may come to heart center. Honoring this side of your body, it may feel differently. And it's okay if the left heel is lifted. Eventually, you'll probably find a little more space where the heel releases. Nice full inhale. And exhale, release the hands down. Walking back through center. And then we're going to dial the right toes toward the sky. That back foot is going to come parallel to the back of the mat. Bending in that right knee is tracking over right ankle. Lift into your warrior two. That right knee is opening so you can see the right big toe. Weight is even in both feet. Nice strong warrior two. Taking one more full inhale here. And then exhale, windmill in the hands, framing that front foot. Coming to the left toes, stepping back to your plank pose. Inhale here, and exhale, downward facing dog. Good, go ahead and bend the knees, look towards the front of the mat, walking the feet about halfway up the mat, and then mindfully making yourself down, helping yourself down to a seat. Great. All right. We're going to extend that right leg out in front of us and then crossing the left foot over the right thigh. We're going to go ahead and kind of lean to our right here to bend our right knee and bring the outside of the right foot to the outer left hip. From here, hugging your right arm around your left knee. Left fingertips are going to come behind you. As you inhale, find length in your spine. As you exhale, deepen the twist, looking over your left shoulder. Good, we'll take 3 more breaths here. Great. Keeping the legs as they are, we're going to hook that right elbow to the outside of the left knee, maybe bringing thumb and index finger together. Gyan Mudra, which brings insight and knowledge to us. Inhale, finding length again in the spine. As you exhale, you may even deepen the twist a little further. So we're not cranking and just pressing. We're using our breath to inhale, find length. Feel the face soften as you take one more breath here. And then releasing out of your twist. Good. You can go ahead and lean back to your right side, extend that right leg out in front of you, uncrossing the left and extending the left leg. We'll bend our right knee now and cross the right foot over the left thigh, hugging that left arm around the right knee and taking the right fingertips behind us. Inhale, find length in your spine. As you exhale, twisting, looking over your right shoulder. Good. One more breath here. And then as you inhale, reaching the left fingertips towards the sky. And exhale, hooking that left elbow to the outside of the right knee. Thumb and index finger together, Gyan Mudra. Inhale, find length once again. And exhale, you may deepen this twist, looking over the right shoulder. Taking one more full breath here. And then release through center. And crossing that right foot, bending that left knee, and go ahead and rolling onto your back. And you can walk the feet in as much as you would like to for the knees to be bent a little deeper. We'll take the soles of the feet together as the knees open wide, and just allowing the hands to come to the inner thighs, encouraging a little more openness here. Allowing the breath to start to slow down. And then we're going to reach the arms overhead, turning the palms away from you, and then taking the palms together as you allow the pinky side edge of the hands to release towards the ground, letting the shoulders relax. And after your next breath, just going ahead and taking the opposite wrist on top, sinking back into it. And after your next exhale, releasing that bind, taking the hands to the outside of the knees, close the knees in towards each other. Going ahead and extending that right leg out long, followed by the left, and allowing the toes to fall out. Lengthening the arms out beside you with the palms facing towards the sky. Allowing the breath to naturally come and go. Giving yourself time to absorb your practice. To settle into any new and changing energy. Taking a moment to observe how you feel physically. And then acknowledging anything that comes up mentally. Acknowledging anything that you may need to come back to after your practice. We'll take 3 more breaths here. being proud of yourself for how far you've come in your journey. And then starting to wiggle the toes and fingers. Extending gratitude to God. That eternal support is always with you. Whenever you're ready, bending one knee and the other. And slowly and onto your right side in a fetal position. You may use your right arm as a little pillow. And take a nurturing moment here. Just let go of any judgments of yourself. Accepting that you have done as good as you can do and what life has brought you. Being proud of yourself for taking this journey, opening up to things that may not be so easy to open up to. To give yourself your best life, to live out your intention. After your next breath, pressing yourself up to a comfortable seated position with the head coming up last, the eyes closed or a soft gaze in the eyes. Once you arrive, feeling the spine nice and long, allowing the palms to come face down onto the knees. Taking a nice cleansing inhale that fills you up completely. As you exhale, sigh out of the mouth. Bringing your hands to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Blessings and namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this special practice with me. I'm so proud of you. If you have any questions, you can always leave me a comment. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my page. Come back often as I am releasing new videos daily, or at least weekly. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you again soon.